mishmash and useless stuff is what we're made of.
That's what exactly. That's what we're all about here on this particular incarnation of the program. How you doing this week?
Right. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. There is the phone number, 707-4-MONKEY, because you're going to need it right away. Because I would like to start off today's show with a question to the audience. We used to do Stop Me When It Gets Weird, like with weird stories. I want to do that, but I want to do it with a food order I placed over the weekend.
Okay. Hit me.
All right. So Sunday evening.
Sorry, train's coming.
Yep, that's okay. Sunday evening, now that we are down in Florida, that we have the WaWa. The WaWa is kind of like a Casey's, but it has bigger variety. Like they'll do pizzas, but they also have like different types of sandwiches. They have ciabatta and hoagies, and now they've added quesadillas and stuff. So it's Sunday evening, and we're like, all right, why don't we just run to the WaWa and we'll place the order online, go pick it up. So here's where at 707-4-MONKEY, I need you to call in here, because in retrospect, it was delicious, by the way. What I ordered was delicious. But in retrospect, it got me thinking of maybe my mishmash of food things has gone too far, right? We know I have a propensity for mixing cereals and stuff, which the Kelsey brothers have now stolen from me and made millions off of with their Kelsey mix, but I'm not bitter.
So your concern is you maybe went too far in what you were combining.
Yes. So stop me when it gets weird, when you think it's too much. Okay. Right. So first off, I want breakfast for dinner. I'm a breakfast for dinner guy. I don't mind that. The wife does not care for it, but I'm like, all right, I'm going to order. So I order a quesadilla. So you can then choose of scrambled, regular omelet, or egg whites. All right. They say they're out of scrambled eggs, but yet they have the regular omelet. So I'm like, all right, fine, I'll do that. Okay. So got the omelet, and then you have your choice of proteins. So you got, the usual suspects for breakfast. You got your ham, your bacon, your sausage.
Yeah.
And then I see pulled pork. And I go, there's something I've never tried before. I'm going to go ahead and put pulled pork on this quesadilla with the egg.
So it's just egg. So right now it's just egg and pulled pork.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Then you have to choose your cheeses. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go pepper jack and provolone is what I go with my cheeses.
You got two competing cheeses now.
Yes. So now we're at a quesadilla that has pulled pork, egg, pepper jack, and provolone. But wait, there's more, much like an infomercial. All right. So at that point, then, since I'm ordering a quesadilla, and even though it's a breakfast one, now I get choices of, do I want various types of salsa involved? Right. So there's like your regular salsa, there's a corn salsa, there's like there's like 4 or 5 different choices of salsa, right?
So far you're doing okay. I mean, you haven't really breached unreason. I mean, the pulled pork is interesting, not unheard of.
Okay. All right. So next I choose, you know what? And you can choose up to like 3 different salsas. So I'm like, all right, I'll do like a regular salsa, right? Then I'll do the corn salsa. I'm like, I don't want to get too crazy here. So now we're egg, pulled pork, 2 different types of cheeses, corn salsa and regular salsa in this particular quesadilla.
You realize just because you can choose 3 doesn't mean you have to choose 3.
I didn't. I only chose 2.
Okay.
So that then comes the next part, where there's a list of veggies that I can put in there if I want.
Right.
So I go, I need banana peppers, because why wouldn't I? Oh, and jalapenos. So now we got pepper jack, provolone, egg, pulled pork, 2 different salsas, jalapenos, and banana peppers.
Do you have a tapeworm you're trying to kill?
I'm not quite sure. So then you would think it'd be at the end at this point. Then it's the choice of sauces like that you could put in there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like some type of like Chipotle ranch was available. There was something else. And I go, you know what really sounds good? Buffalo sauce. So now I throw buffalo sauce in the equation. So
are you on death row and you need a last meal? Is that what you're doing?
My question is, either I'm on death row and need a last meal, or am I pregnant? because that is the weirdest cravings of all time put together. So by the time I then go and pick it up from the Wawa, I come back home and I'm not really quite sure all that I had put into it. So I'm like, oh damn, I forgot it's pulled pork. It needs some type of barbecue sauce.
Oh,
so
no.
then I squirt Chipotle hot and spicy barbecue sauce on top of it. So at the end, what I had in this
Do you have
breakfast
stock in Rolaids? Is that what it is? You're
or
trying to
Tums
boost
or something,
right? Mylanta.
Yeah. So at the end, what I ended up having for dinner on Sunday night was a pulled pork, egg, pepper jack, provolone, regular salsa, corn salsa, banana pepper, jalapeno, buffalo sauce, spicy barbecue quesadilla.
Well, I just have one question.
Yes.
Was it any good?
It was delicious.
I bet it was.
It was delicious. Yeah. And I thought to myself, I've never smoked weed in my life, but I'm pretty sure when that order came in, they looked at it and go, oh, we got another pothead.
Yeah.
We got a pothead here who wants this. And then the wife ordered chicken tenders and like garlic aioli mac and cheese. And oh, by the way, to top it all off, Johnny, I'm like, I need a pumpkin brulee cold brew to go with this.
And a strawberry milkshake.
Exactly. In case I'm not going to crap my brains out enough from all that I put on that quesadilla, let's just make sure of that and get a 24-ounce pumpkin brulee cold brew from WaWa.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're training to be in the next Nathan's hot dog eating contest or something.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm training for that. I don't know if I'm training to be a human garbage disposal. I'm not quite sure. But in retrospect, when I look back at it, I go, I think I have a problem. I think they gave me almost too many choices.
Yeah.
I think they just needed to give me a protein and a cheese, and then I would have been fine.
Yeah.
But once all those things came up, I'm like, well, now I have to, right?
No, you don't have to. No, you do not have to. That's the point. You do not have to.
I have to make it worth my while.
I know you wanted to, but you didn't have to. I know you want to get your money's worth. You want to get your money's worth.
I want to get my money's worth. So, yes. So, I don't know. I think, like I said, either I'm pregnant or going to death row or what. But I just want to throw that out there to the viewers to give a thumbs up or thumbs down on that particular concoction.
Yeah. And we do have a question coming in. Hang tight.
Am I bougie or Wawa? I'm confused. I think I'm a little bit of both. I think a bougie individual continues to put stuff on there and says, oh, I need depth of flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, last week, we broke down the Donald Trump dance party that happened.
The Donald Trump MTV Party to Go mix.
Yeah. And we thought, well, that's unusual, and surely nothing more unusual will happen. But, hey, we're still 2 weeks away from Election Day, or a little less than that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, now everyone this week has been talking about his Saturday visit to Pennsylvania. Latrobe, Pennsylvania, birthplace of Arnold Palmer. And what I didn't realize... What's that?
Not just... Who is a golfer, not just a guy who thought, hey, iced tea could be better with lemonade in it.
Right. And I didn't realize that this is how he kicked off the speech.
So to put it in perspective, he had wrapped up one town hall with a 39-minute air dick and extravaganza dance party and decided, you know what, I can do it myself even better. I can talk about a real dick.
Yeah. And it wasn't like he was talking and then he said, oh, that reminds me of Arnold Palmer and let me tell you this crazy story. But no, it was actually, that was his lead-off story. And I thought I had found the point at which he was talking about Arnold Palmer. And tell me if you think I missed it here.
Swing a regular club and it'd break the hell out of it because he was so powerful. And they went back to the members' bags because they couldn't afford another set. And it used very stiff-shafted clubs, very strong for those of you that aren't golfers. It's for like good golfers with power.
He was talking about being stiff-shafted.
Yeah,
Is that the thing? Is that what everyone's been talking about?
Nope. That was just him using another, awesome put in the hole, all the different golf kind of innuendo there The stiff shaft was not him talking about Arnold Palmer's penis. Believe
And
it or not.
what's so interesting about the Palmer story, and you hear a little bit of it here, where he's searching for a good old stiff shaft.
Go to the bag room where the members were, and they took out members clubs, and they'd use the members clubs, 2 or 3 of them at night, late at night, and he'd hit balls with his son, and he'd watch his son every move, and he realized his son had great talent. And then his son got older and stronger, and then he got stronger and stronger, and his father started saying, wow, this is really crazy.
He keeps talking about how strong Arnold Palmer is, which, if you've golfed, strength isn't the thing.
No, it's not. The strongest people aren't always the longest hitters. It's more about the smoothness, pardon my pun, the smoothness of the stroke, as it were, not the stiffness of your shaft. But if you have a smooth stroke with a stiff shaft, you'll hit it farther and longer. See, it's easy to do. I mean, it's
it'd break the hell out of it because he was so powerful. And they went back to the members' bags because they couldn't afford another set, and it used very stiff-shafted clubs, very strong. For those of you that aren't golfers, that's for like good golfers with power. All
right, so then he does, in fact, go into it. And here is the entire Arnold Palmer story about because the whole story took about 12, 13 minutes for him to finally get to this point.
And I've told the story before, not in this kind of detail. Because, you have these teleprompters. If I would read it off a teleprompter, it would be
for a moment,
good, right?
Yeah.
And it would be a lot shorter. It wouldn't be as good.
If you were to interact with someone at a party and they go, hey, I got a quick Arnold Palmer story for you. You're never going to believe this. And 13 minutes into the story, they're still not done with the Arnold Palmer story. Haven't you walked away at minute 5?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, unless you're doing a documentary or it's a biopic, no story should go 13 minutes in. And that's your opener.
Over his left shoulder here, is this like a mom and a kid? Does
that look? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just going to have some nice penis talk over there,
And I didn't want to do that. I said, when I come here, I'm going to tell him the real story of Arnold. But Arnold Palmer was all man. And I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this guy...
Did you need a preface like that?
What a weird applause line that is. I love women.
Do you need to say after, like, this guy was all man, no offense to... Is any woman out there going, well, I'm offended by you saying he's all man?
Oh, they're about to get offended.
Yeah, they are.
This is a guy that was all man. His man was strong and tough.
Oh, my God, wait a second. Go back a second. That kid has a Donald Trump duck that he's shaking. Look at that. They brought a Donald Trump rubber duck.
You're absolutely right. He is.
Good Lord, it gets weirder. He's talking about crank. There's a rubber duck in there.
So they're handing out Donald Trump ducks.
He doesn't give a duck.
And so now he's sharing. When the Access Hollywood thing came out, they said it was locker room talk. Now he's about to actually share locker room talk.
Yes, the actual locker room.
His man was strong and tough, and I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God.
Do golfers shower together?
That's another good point. It's not really after a long day of golf. You don't hit the showers. You go get a martini at the 19th hole.
Right. I know at country clubs they have showers and saunas and such, and I get that. But I thought showering in mass is more of a team sport, not a bunch of golfers. Like, I didn't know it was Lee Trevino and Jack Nicklaus were all in there together, swinging their stiff shafts around, going, "Hey, how many did you put in the water today, Arnold? I don't know. I got a couple right here. Lost a couple of balls in this one." It's like, come on now.
This is a guy that was all man, very stiff-shafted. His man was strong and tough, very stiff-shafted. He took showers with the other pros. They came out of there, they said, oh my God, very stiff-shafted. That's unbelievable.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So
And that-
it's we're doomed, aren't we? This is not going to work.
I mean, if that's his opener for a rally in the closing final 2 weeks of the election, what is going to be the topic at the inauguration if the son of a bitch wins? Is he going to be like, Mike Johnson, small guy, Johnson's his name. He swings a big hand. When they take the Senate shower together, he swings the gavel around.
Right.
Such a huge gavel. Like,
Isn't there an unspoken rule when you're in the club shower? You're not supposed to look.
Staring.
You shouldn't.
No.
You're not supposed to look. Come on.
One, you're not supposed to look, and two, I don't know who if people come out of there and immediately go, you're not going to believe what I just saw in the shower, but Palmer, he may be onto something with that iced tea and lemonade, but man, he could be in pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, you should see
This is
this.
a guy that was all man, very stiff-shafted. His man was.
God,
Not supposed to do that. And then, as he is wont to do, he then ends with a whole...
Okay, so look at the time frame here. All right, we are, how many minutes in, and he's still on the Arnold Palmer stuff.
Yeah. Now this video actually has about the 30 minutes of just
Edit.
crowd pan and listening to music. But the Arnold Palmer story itself took almost 15 minutes before he finally got to whatever was on the teleprompter.
Before he finally got to the climax of the story about Palmer's wangus.
And then, as he loves to do, he ends...
Because you start with a man's penis story, you end with the YMCA.
Yeah. And this is what they were doing with Arnold Palmer in there. They were, oh, yeah, this is what I would have done. Put it behind my neck.
You could swing it all the way around. It was like a giant snake. And then they kept it on the down low. He's like, no, don't talk about it. Smack it. You just got to smack that thing. And then right here, yeah, just give it the old jack.
Yep.
Jack,
Boing. That's one guy.
All these guys over there, too. You too. That guy? Yep. Like the size of your arm. It was like a baby arm. That's how big it was.
Boink.
Right there.
Now I got two guys.
Arnold Palmer's up here. Jack Nicklaus is down here.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a little Lee Trevino over here. A little golf clap for my great story. Yep, Lee Trevino. He's just a little guy. And a little open-handed there.
Yeah.
Yep. And up. Now we got to do it again. Just a little tug. Good Lord. God. Yep, one more. Yep, for you. You know what I'm talking about. You saw him in the shower. You saw him, yep.
And I'd like to point out from Wikipedia, the lyrical content of YMCA very specifically says, in the gay culture from which the image and music of the Village People came, the song was implicitly understood as celebrating YMCA's reputation as a popular cruising and hookup spot, particularly for the younger men to whom it was addressed. The initial goal of the Village People producers was to attract disco's gay audience by featuring a popular gay fantasy in their music.
Well, that makes sense then. It makes sense then. It all fits together with the stiff shaft and the Arnold Palmer. It all makes sense. Yeah, over here.
Yeah,
I'm
love
on
the
Arnold Palmer.
YMCA. I love it. Love the YMCA.
Yeah. Look at me.
Oh,
Look at me over here. Yep. God.
Thanks for telling that story in front of my kid.
Yeah. Now I got to go home and tell him about stiff shaft and penis. Thank you. Yep. One more.
Yeah,
Give it for Arnold.
One more jerk for the road.
Yeah. Got to get that pre-flight jerk. Got to make sure I feel a little bit nice and relaxed when I go on my private jet.
Oh my
Got
goodness.
to clear the chamber. Good Lord. My goodness. That guy is.
It's
he's an interesting.
we haven't reached the pinnacle yet. It's gonna get weirder. It's gonna get. That's the thing. It's gonna get weirder.
Yeah, we still have a couple of weeks or like 12 days left. It's gonna get weirder, but before that, it's gonna get weirder. I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't a cardboard cutout of Arnold Palmer that when a button hits, the American flag comes from his junk and just unfurls.
I hope that happens.
I hope that happens as well. I want my cut of that, Trump, if you're going to sell that online. Yeah, creepy SOB.
Now, just so it doesn't seem as though American politics is the only country in the world that's all goofed up, we take you to Australia, where this senator, who has been in the news before because she is indigenous to Australia. Australia is still a colony of England in some fashion.
Monarchy is still part of their ruling process, I guess.
Yeah, and she kind of made a big deal when she was originally sworn in that she doesn't want to show her allegiance to the Queen, and now that it's King. Then last week she had some choice words to say while King Charles was visiting there.
Oh,
and they said, "Hey, you can't do that. You swore an oath." She says, "No, I swore an allegiance to Queen Elizabeth's hairs, not heirs."
Her hairs, not her heirs. Okay.
Right. That's right.
You're giving. Yes. That's the next opener. Got a great story about Australia. Didn't know it was a penal colony.
And what's interesting is they went back and checked. Whoops, I'm sorry, I pushed the wrong button there. They went back and checked the tape, and she did say, "I pledge allegiance to her hairs."
We'll now move to the swearing in of a senator. A thought to be sworn. As
so in the swearing in, she starts off. She's already ready for a fight. She comes down the aisle, fist up, ready to cause some trouble. Now look, she's got a legitimate gripe. Her people were the original people there. But then and at some point she says, "I will not. The Queen is a colonizer. I'm not going to do that." And then she's told, "Hey, you've got to do that. You've got to say what's on the card."
None of us
like it. Senator Thorpe. Order.
I, Lydia Thorpe, do solemnly and sincerely affirm and declare that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors according to law.
There it is. There it is. Her hairs.
That is probably one of the best long games I've ever heard, because that was 2 years ago in 2022. And she said, "I'm going to set this thing up so that I pledge allegiance to her hairs. And if anyone calls me on it, my allegiance is to her hairs, not to King Charles."
Which hairs, though, is I want to know. Like the
hairs. Just the hairs.
Just the hair. Just whatever hairs come up. The chin hair, the mustache hair, whatever it may be. That was well played.
So I commend her. That's she understood playing the long game, and she held that in her back pocket and said, "I've only pledge allegiance to hairs, not heirs."
That's great. That's fantastic to use the accent to your benefit.
Yeah.
And they're so close where you can be like, no. I said it. At first, I thought it was a story about a terrible defense, but she got it right. Well played. Well played. Let's continue with the down below areas. And
okay, sure.
There's 7074 Monkey if you want to call in at all, or you can comment as well wherever you're watching from. Let me introduce you to this woman. This is Kathleen Geiger. You're seeing on screen a 77-year-old grandma, and as you can see, she's accused of fatally shooting the guy in the groin after, in her words, he jokingly requested she shoot him. She was talking with old Arthur Osborne. This according to the Hamilton County Municipal Court. And what she says, according to her recollections in the court records, what Mrs. Geiger said was that she and Osborne, quote, were engaged in harmless banter when he jokingly said, "Go ahead and shoot me."
Which is a joke we've all told. I mean, who hasn't said that?
Yeah. Who hasn't been having some harmless banter with someone, joking around, be like, yeah, go ahead and shoot me. At that point, she said, sure, grabbed the gun, and then, believing it wasn't loaded, pulled the trigger and shot him right in the old yam bags.
Good grief.
That seems personal, doesn't it? Like, or was she just trying to, in case it was loaded, hit something she didn't think was sensitive?
Right.
But to me, it comes off as if you jokingly say, "Hey, you should shoot me," and you go straight for the nuts, that seems personal. That seems like this Mr. Osborne character had caused her some guff for many a years, and finally she was going to be able to get some payback and shoot him right in the old stiff shaft.
Well, just the fact that she agreed seems personal. It's like, this is my chance. This is my in. I'm going to do this now.
That's true. In her recollection, she didn't immediately go, no. And he kept saying, no, I really want you to shoot me. He just joked once. She grabbed that gun and fired it right in his crotch. Now, records say she did provide medical aid to him and called 911. Mm-hmm. So she immediately put pressure in the groinal area and called 911 and said, "Hey, we were messing around and I shot him right in the dick."
Yeah. Man, Kelly, buddy,
Kelly's
you're on it. Yeah.
She's gonna be a writer for the Trump campaign here soon.
Wow. Yeah. So then she like gets out a tourniquet.
Yeah, it doesn't say where. Like in this particular report, it says she shot him in the pelvic region. So I'm not quite sure if it was the actual junk or if it was below. At the arraignment, prosecutors said her not believing the gun was loaded was no excuse.
No, it's
they
not.
said everyone who possesses a firearm has a responsibility to do it responsibly. You never put a firearm at anything and pull the trigger unless you intend to destroy it.
Or unless you're joking around.
The defendant pointed a firearm at someone, pulled the trigger, resulting in their death. Her next court date is set for Halloween, because why wouldn't it be? The case of shooting the penis be on Halloween night. The ghost penis shows up. Oh, I was just joking. Oh.
Well,
why did you shoot me?
One of the benefits of doing this live stream, and now you can watch us on YouTube and on Facebook, is that we can use more video in the conversation here, because some things just need to be seen, some things need to be heard. But Mike, this is going to be a challenge for you.
Okay.
I am going to share a video that was on television.
Okay.
And I want you to stop me when you know what this is for. So it's an ad for something.
Okay.
All right. So as soon as you know or think you know what this is for, go ahead and stop me.
Okay. All right. It's not a TV show.
We have a tracking shot of a helicopter flying through New York.
Okay. And it's supposed to be it's a product. Is it for like helicopter tours of New York? I mean, that seems too obvious. All right, now we're going to get landed. Is it for like a hospital? Oh God, a news team? Is that Scott Baio?
Okay, so there's your first clue.
Is this Joni Loves Chachi?
You got Scott Baio and Henry Winkler.
Is this Joni Loves Chachi?
I don't think that woman wants to be taken away.
I don't think so either.
So now Henry Winkler and Scott Baio have grabbed a woman by the arm and are dragging her away.
F.A. or Schwartz. Those people just gave up a cab in New York.
Right.
You don't have to do that, are you?
Scott Baio successfully breaks up an argument.
Yep. Oh, it's okay. It's for ABC. It's for Joni and Chachi. Joni Loves Chachi, right? Or is it for the whole lineup?
That's the key. This is a promo for the fall lineup from 1982.
Okay.
But so far, we've only seen Henry Winkler and Scott Baio.
It's still going.
Now,
okay, we
Scott
got
Baio at least has his arm around Aaron Moran.
Okay, there's Joni. Joni shows up. Chachi and Joni are there.
All right. Okay, that guy was in Heart to Heart. He was Max.
Okay.
Penny Marshall from Laverne and Shirley.
So we have okay, but that's not Laverne and Shirley at this point. Yeah. That's Adrian Zemed, right?
Adrian Zemed.
There's a deep cut.
He was on TJ Hooker, right?
Yes, he was on, and wasn't he on Solid Gold too?
Yeah, Solid
Way
Gold
back
later.
in the day. Some random marching band, the Italian grandmas,
and
just
so we got
kissing them.
Al from Happy Days.
This is what
this is what is so strange about this thing is that we're a minute 43, and we've pretty much only stayed in the Happy Days universe.
I mean, we got clips
with a couple of exceptions.
Heart to Heart and Adrian Zemed and TJ Hooker, but you would have to know that that's who they are.
All right, Robert Guillaume.
Okay.
We're still in the Happy Days universe.
Yeah, because Laverne and Shirley were...
Laverne and Shirley is a spinoff from Happy Days. It's all Happy Days connected.
Was Laverne and Shirley still around in 1982 on TV?
Sure. Yeah, both Happy Days and, yeah.
Okay, didn't realize that.
Still Happy Days. All right. Scooby-Doo comes in somehow.
Scooby-Doo. Leeringly, did Scooby-Doo just kidnap that child?
I think so.
Go back for a second. That was, I mean, I understand it was rudimentary animation back in the day, but that was very much like Scooby-Doo leering at someone and basically, hey kid, we got some Scooby snacks.
Yeah. It is like he came out from the side.
Yeah. Come here. Come to the Mystery Machine
That was a
van.
That was a very leery kind of rapey sort of, come here. Come here. I got something back here.
Look, his tongue's out first. I'm going to lick you and put my arm around you. Come here. Come here to the Mystery Machine. Okay, Fantasy Island. Deplane.
Three's Company.
Yep.
You know, poor man's Chrissy.
Yeah.
That was Terry,
Oh, God.
right?
Yeah, that was Terry. Look at that
she
lucky
assaults
guy.
this guy.
Yeah.
There's another weird child moment coming up, by the way.
What are we doing at a hoedown?
Because it's zany.
That guy. Back. What's that guy's name? We interviewed that guy. He kills all the TV shows that he's ever on.
Oh yes.
Baxter. What the hell's that guy's name?
Oh, I gotta look it up now.
He was the guy in Revenge of the Nerds. He was the quarterback guy.
That's right.
But he's also. But he was like, when he showed up on your show, it got canceled.
That's right.
He was Married with Children.
Because Richie had left Happy Days at this point, and it was this idiot. What was his name?
Yeah, this idiot.
Somebody look it up and send it in.
Yeah. Somebody send that in for us. Because I remember interviewing him, and we called him out and be like, "You're the harbinger of doom for most shows. Like even Married with Children ended once you started to show up. What is the guy's name?
Oh, hang on.
I don't know. All right, but anyway, that guy shows up. We still have 45. We still have like 49 seconds left of this, and we still haven't gotten what the actual lineup is.
So yeah,
we are
still. Yeah. Paul says the Married with Children loser.
Yeah, he's a Married with Children loser guy. He ruined that show too.
Who replaced Richie on Happy Days? Ted McGinley.
Ted McGinley, that's it. That's it.
And he's on Shrinking now, so that show's doomed.
That's done. Yeah.
That's right. We did interview him once.
Yeah, the Harrison Ford vehicle that's successful, done now.
So now he abducts a child.
Me. Yeah, I'm going to kill you too. I'm Ted McGinley. I'm going to kill the shows and kill you. That was a little rough, Ted.
A little rough.
Wait, I'm confused. When did we go from New York to the hoedown? Where was it the Scooby-Doo kidnapping that took us to the random hoedown?
We're just looking at slices of America. It's either that's what's funny about this promo too. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. It's New York City. It's then a hoedown, and then we're back to New York City. We're in Chinatown. So apparently, if you're ABC, there's only two things that exist in America: a city or bumpkins.
That's it. There's no in between. Now there's Ted Baxter.
There's Ted Baxter, and there's
Marion.
There's Marion from Happy Days. This thing is all Happy Days. ABC has nothing else.
No, they don't. Wait, was this? So Ted Baxter and McKinley did a show together where Ted Baxter was that writer, remember? Like he was the cartoonist. He had no, that was Jim J. Bullock. But I thought McKinley was on that too.
Yeah.
I thought he was on that one too. Maybe not.
Was he on Too Close for Comfort? Who was that?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking
no,
McKinley
I think that was
on
somebody
Too
else.
Close. No,
I think that was somebody else.
That was somebody else. Okay. 1980s, yes.
Yeah. Finally, John Ritter shows up.
He also
he
kidnaps
abducts a woman. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on along because we're going to kidnap you if you don't.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It was 80s sexy. There was a lot of 80s sexy going on there. God, but why did they need that 15, to your point, that first 15 seconds of the chopper flying through New York had no bearing whatsoever on the rest of that.
It was just they had to make a grand entrance and establish that the only property that ABC has is is Happy Days.
Happy Days
it is
in New York.
It's got to be a good 94% of the actors that are in this promo for the entire fall lineup are from Happy Days or the related Happy Days universe.
Good Lord. Or a spinoff.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So I that's what grabbed me about that thing was that it is totally, it's everybody from Happy Days and then some other also-rans sort of show up.
Right. And they never actually tell you what shows anyone's in.
Right.
It just says, come along, and oh, by the way, maybe Scooby-Doo is also a kidnapper and should go door to door knocking on, saying, hey, I can't be in this particular area.
But you got to remember, Mike, in 1982, it was ABC, CBS, NBC. I mean, you had a pretty good
idea
on
of what
who
was
on what show. So it wasn't as hard.
You knew as well as we did about, it's that guy who kills shows.
Yeah.
Staying in New York, by the way.
Sure.
This particular story comes to us from the New York Post, and you're reading that headline correctly. And for those who are listening to the audio-only version of this later on, it says, I breastfeed my whole family. My boxer husband swears by my breast milk. Let us introduce you to 31-year-old, this is a great name, by the way, Divinity Butts. Is her name.
Her name is Divinity Butts.
Divinity Butts is her name. All right. And she has revealed that her husband, Isaac Butts, started drinking her breast milk after a tough boxing session, and now he loves it. So he comes home from the workout.
This is a guy that was all man, very stiff-shafted.
Yeah, Isaac Butts. He's all man with Divinity Butts. He now adds her breast milk to his protein shakes at least 3 times a week. Quote, he wanted to see how it would add his recovery after intense workout, and surprisingly, it has really helped. Butts told the reporter. I had tried it before, but it was my husband's first experience. My husband is a boxer, and we both heard that breast milk sells for about $5 an ounce for bodybuilders. So he thought, let's add it to his protein shake.
You cannot. You haven't heard about? You can buy breast milk?
Yeah, it's the new steroids. Instead of like, hey, what do you got for me to jack me up? I got some breast milk for you. So she says, let's add it to the protein shakes and see if it helps retain muscle. The family from New Jersey now uses breast milk for more than just shakes. They also enjoy it in milk baths. How are you putting enough in there for baths?
I'm not buying any of this.
And they even make butter for toast. Who is churning the boob milk?
I don't know
ridiculous.
About this.
I mean, there's pictures of what. Yeah, there's pictures. There they are churning the butter. That's the butter, the breast milk butter. They go on to say she has been. Old Miss Butts has been experimenting with different ways to use her excess milk. This family especially likes churning it into butter. No, they don't. No, they don't. Ask any of the kids. Or can you imagine for a moment? You go to spend the night at the Butts house, and you're like, the next morning, you're like, oh man, I need some toast. I'm gonna grab some butter. And by the way, that butter came from my mom's boob.
Right. I see. That's the thing. The reason I'm skeptical here is, I mean, I've got 2 kids, and it's not a limitless. It's not an unlimited tap, is what I'm saying.
Right. That's what I'm saying. She seems to be open to it. I don't know. I feel like she's being used, but she says the butter turns out smooth and silky. So yeah, Isaac is enthusiastic, likes the high protein count. Divinity mentioned that her older children use it for natural healing, but don't drink it. They just kind of rub the boob milk on there and maybe eat some of the boob butter toast. My older kids do think it's weird, but I always love how it's like a natural healer for everything, scars and all. No, you don't use your boob milk like Bactine. You don't like just. Please tell me when she does that, though, she doesn't go straight from the tap and just squirt it onto the wound.
You know what?
Please tell me it's from the fridge and not straight from the source.
I this is one of those TikTok things that they're just going for the clicks, and it's not happening. We've got someone on the line. Hi, you're on with Mike and Molson.
Afternoon, guys.
Hey.
So there are people that are called super producers.
Okay.
And my wife turned out to be one of them because she was actually able to donate. I think she did a total of 30 gallons of milk to people that were in need and that went to the NICU and stuff like that. So,
that
there's actually
better
good
use of
things that come out of this other than holistic healing.
Yeah. So that's what this woman should be doing is finding an honorable reason to do it instead of just making a plate of muffins.
And not trying to take it to LA Fitness and just, slinging it on the freaking corner.
Yeah, right.
Right, exactly. I wonder what the code word was for getting a little bit of extra of the juice from somebody, because they always had some code word. They go like, oh yeah, I need to move over to a different machine, if you know what I'm saying. Help me out here. I need some sweet nectar.
And then like you were saying, Mike, going straight from the tap, it just reminds me of the one clip from like Aristocrats whenever they're in the barn or whatever, and you're just like, oh yeah, and the cat's just drinking straight from the cow, and it's just like, oh, I'm sorry, you got a little spot there, a little schmutz, instead of the mom licking her thumb, so just squirt you from across the freaking room.
Oh God Almighty! Okay.
Some people like a moist towelette after eating. Mom just comes in and makes sure she pressure washes you.
Yeah, appreciate you checking in. 707-4-MONKEY is how you get in live, where you can send a comment, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube while we're here live.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think this is one of we learned about super producers.
Yes, exactly. You learn something new on this show.
But
if you tune in long enough.
I have a sense that they're just doing it for the clicks.
That they are.
We have an update on a story that I know we've talked about in the past.
This was a huge controversy at the World Chess Championships.
Yeah, this was. And I've lost the story. Hang on, I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah.
There it is. Well, remember they thought it was they put the anal beads in there so they can kind of like someone else was watching.
Right.
And they had some type of pressure where they would hit a button to let them know that pawn to bishop 4, right. And so they were saying that they were using the anal beads to cheat.
And this guy that we're looking at here is a guy named Hans Niemann.
I wanted to be Isaac Butts II.
Yeah.
That'd make for a better story.
He has admitted that he has cheated in chess online before, and so he was in this championship and he wiped out a big grandmaster. That's
right.
This dude named Magnus Carlsen.
What is that you said?
Magnus Carlsen.
Okay, Magnus.
This is a guy that was all man, very stiff-shafted.
Yeah.
That's a good question by Kelly. Put that on the screen there.
So he, yes, right. Probably. So there was this big controversy. He originally got kicked out, and then chess.com came back and said, look, we have found no evidence that he was being vibrated in the butt. And we are now going to, there was like a defamation lawsuit against both chess.com and against Magnus Carlsen. And he said, at this time, Hans has been fully reinstated to chess.com. We look forward to his participation in our events. We'd also like to reaffirm that we stand by the findings of our October 22 public report regarding Hans, including that we found no determinative evidence that he cheated in any in-person games. We all love chess and appreciate all of the passionate fans and community members who allow us to do what we do, according to the statement from chess.com. So he is fortunately...
So he was cleared.
Right.
Cleared of all wrongdoing.
Cleared of all the allegations, and yeah.
Thank goodness. His butt is clear now. He is cleaner than somebody who is getting ready for a colonoscopy. Well done, my friend. Well
clicking around here wildly because the next story, we go back to the man who wants to lead the country. You know, there was that big thing where he was... did a publicity moment at McDonald's where it's like, hey, I'm a regular guy. I'm doing McDonald's things.
Well, he did it because Kamala Harris has said famously in a lot of her speeches and whatnot that she worked at McDonald's back in the day. Right. He calls BS on it. And so he wants to go work at McDonald's. Now, this McDonald's, for everyone to know, was shut down and was pre-approved customers that came through the drive-thru. And, you know, we talked about just when you thought it was going to get weird, it gets even weirder. Reporters then had to ask him questions through the drive-thru window. It was bizarre at best.
And I mean, in fairness, whenever a president shows up at a restaurant, or you know, he or she is sitting there drinking coffee with the regular people, they have to do it for security reasons. So then people went to Yelp and cited out this particular McDonald's and said, went to this McDonald's to try the new chicken Big Mac and was stunned to see a convicted felon operating the drive-thru.
Oh.
Another person said the fries were too...
Hamburglar? Robble. I still would say vote for him. You know, we made that
Mayor
joke.
McCheese,
Yep. Hamburglar, robble. Makes more sense than what we're having to listen to.
Another person on Yelp says the fries were too salty, as if someone who lost a major election had been crying over them for an hour.
Oh, man.
Another
they
one
keep
said,
getting better.
Got bronzer on my fries. And then Yelp said, oops, we got a halt to this thing.
Shut this thing down.
Yeah.
Review bombing.
And looking for
so
some
novel.
Other. The best McDonald's I've been to in 47 years. The older employee was extremely nice. Make McDonald's great again, one reviewer said.
Oh, yep, exactly. Back and forth they go. Comedy gold on Yelp for these two yutzes. Good criminally.
What?
Oh, by the way, quickly do want to send a shout out. I forgot about this at the top of the show. Happy birthday to one of the spokespeople for one of our major sponsors of the show, Nugenics.
Oh, that's right.
Old Doug Flutie himself, 62 years young today. 62 years young. And when he goes when he showers with the team, people say, oh, Hail Mary. Look at that. And she'll like it, too.
This is a guy that was all man, very stiff-shafted. His man was strong and tough, very stiff-shafted.
Yes. Good old Doug Flutie. Remember, go ahead and text the words stiff shaft to 6969 for your free trial bottle.
And she'll like it too.
Yes. Do we want to wrap up this with this guy's obituary? Going to the great beyond?
I love these stories.
Yes. Let us introduce you to poor Robert Adolph Bohm. Mm-hmm. There he is right there. Oh, Robert Adolph Bohm.
Yeah. Looks
and
like he was dead when he took the picture.
Kind of, sort of, maybe. I will give you the Cliff notes because this is a novel of an obituary.
Okay.
But it caught a lot of people's attention because right here, right off the hop, here we go. It starts off with Robert Adolph Boehm, in accordance with his lifelong dedication to his own personal brand of decorum, muttered his last unintelligible and likely unnecessary curse on October 6, 2024.
Oh.
Shortly before tripping backward over, quote, some stupid MFing thing and hitting his head on the floor.
Is that how he died? I really hope that's how he died.
I hope that's how he died as well.
Yeah.
They go on to say, and they give you the background of, who he was born to and everything else, blah, 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 blah. And after he was born, they go on to say that God immediately and thankfully broke the mold and attempted to cover up the evidence. Raised Catholic, he managed to get his wife Diane pregnant 3 times, fast enough to just barely miss getting drafted in the Vietnam War. And by fathering Michelle, John, and Charlotte between 1967 and 1972. Much later, with Robert possibly concerned about the brewing conflict in Grenada, Charles was born in 1983. So they say he's impregnating his wife only to get out of military service.
Get out of the military, yeah.
So they go, the lack of the military service probably for the best, as when taking up shooting as a hobby in his later years, he managed to blow not 1 but 2 holes in the dash of his own car on separate occasions. That didn't, they say, which unfortunately did not even startle, let alone surprise his dear wife, Diane, who was much accustomed to such happenings in his presence and may have actually been safer in the jungles of Vietnam the entire time. Wow. They continue. They said, while the world was in conflict elsewhere, Robert made do by learning to roof, maintain traffic signs with the city of Amarillo, and eventually becoming a semi-professional truck driver, not to be confused with a professional semi-truck driver. They go on, with peace on the horizon, his attention somewhat counterintuitively drifted to weapons of war, spanning the historical, so he was into history and everything else. They go on. A man of many interests, he was not to be entranced by historical weapons alone, but also had a penchant for fashion, frequently seen about town wearing the latest trend in homemade leather moccasins, a wide collection of unconventional hats, and boldly mismatched shirts and pants. Robert also kept a wide...
I think this is fun. I mean, if you're a jerk in life, you get to get roasted in death. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think so. It goes on real quick. Robert also kept a wide selection of harmonicas on hand, not to play, but to prompt his beloved dogs to howl continuously at odd hours of the night to entertain his neighbors.
Yeah, he seems like that type.
Yeah, they said earlier this year in February...
Look, he can't even smile. He can't even smile. He's trying to smile, and it goes the other way. So,
Here's where the poor departed mom now gets thrown into all this. They said earlier this year in February, God finally showed mercy upon Diane, getting her the hell out of there for some well-earned peace and quiet. Without her to gleefully entertain, Robert shifted his creative focus to the entertainment of you fine townspeople of Clarendon, Texas. Over the last 8 months, if you have not met Robert or seen his roadshow yet, you probably would have soon. We have all done our best to enjoy weather his antics up to this point, but he is God's problem now, is how they end.
Holy moly.
That's how they end things. I do hope that he died by falling over like a roller skate and saying, you mother, and then hit his head and dead.
Yeah, because at some point you gotta. Oops, I'm sorry.
We gotta end the rally. We gotta end the rally with some air dicking.
Yeah.
We gotta get another little Arnold Palmer action. Young man, there's no need to get down. I say, young man.
Yeah, I think if
in the town, I say, young man. Sorry, get a little too excited there. Let's give everyone the old before we go. Yep, Air Dickin, the ghost of Manute Bull and Arnold Palmer at the same time.
Skyjacking. Everybody skyjacking.
Skyjacking. Now he's going to whip it. Now he's going to smack that ass. Yeah, bam. And we end with the you're cool. I like you. I like. Yep, Jack. I like you. I like you. That guy over there. That guy right around there. I like him. Yep, we're going to.
Yeah, F you.
Screw the rest of you.
Yeah.
F you and Skyjack. And
this is a guy that was all man, very stiff-shafted. His man was strong and tough, very stiff-shafted. He took showers with the other pros. They came out of there, they said, oh my God, very stiff-shafted. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I believe that's its sequential order as to how it went.
Yes, I believe that's exactly the way it was. Hit the showers, everybody. Hit these showers.
Seriously.
I can't wait until next Wednesday when we reconvene to see what will have happened next.
Yeah, it's only going to get weirder.
It's only going to get
weirder. Only going to get weirder. There is no way out of this where we go, oh, phew, that's done, and now we're back to normal again. It's just going to get weirder. Whichever way it falls.
Whichever way it falls, someone's going to talk at some point about Karnacki's penis in his pants at the end of it.
God. What have we gotten ourselves into?
What have we gotten ourselves into for certain? You know what? I envy now old Adolf Bohm, Robert Adolf Bohm or whatever.
Yeah.
I too wish I could be over this crap.
He took a dive.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? I'm done.
He took a dive. Yeah.
I'm done.
All right. Well, thanks for all the participation, everybody chiming in, and we'll do it again next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central.
Share with your friends. Like, share, subscribe. As they say, ring that notification bell.
Yep.
Wherever that is. I don't know if it's over here or wherever. Arnold Palmer is in the house.
Right. Do some skyjacking before.
Weird Al, also his birthday today. If you're listening, that's your new song. Instead of jive talking, skyjacking.